Hey everybody, welcome back to new video. So this is where we have left. In the previous video we have seen how we can add comments and some mathematics inside this Kotlin. So let's get rid of all these first. And since in this video we're gonna see how we can use if statements and booleans inside Kotlin. So since we know how we can use comments, so let's write it. So here if statements and boolean, this is what we are going to discuss in this video. So let's declare a boolean variable. So what we type is we simply type var and let's call it is dog alive. Okay, I know this is pretty dark, but here we have. So var is dog alive is equal to, let's say, set false, which means dog is not alive. So if we have passed false here, it will automatically detect that this is going to be a boolean. But if we have to define it, so we can simply type boolean and it is fine anyways. Now here we have defined a boolean flag which says false. Is dog alive? No, it's not, false. Now let's use if statement to run a piece of code. So we type if, then we have this brackets. Here we have to define the condition, and if this condition is true, execute a piece of code here in the braces. So is dog alive? So if is dog alive is true, then what we have to pass is we have to simply say is println, and it says dog is alive, and let's set its value to be true, and let's run this and it will hopefully say dog is alive. So run this and see what we got. Here it says dog is alive, and which is pretty good. Now if I pass false here, it will just do nothing because we haven't defined anything, and since this is dog alive is false, it won't run this dog is alive. So as you can see, we don't have anything here. Okay, now let's define one more variable. Let's call it, okay, before that we have, let's say how we can use else part. So we type else, and else here we will println dog is dead. Dog is dead. So since boolean is false, it will execute this else, and here it will say dog is dead. So it says dog is dead. So yes, this is fine. And you also know we can use else if statement and multiple else if statement according to our need. We have already discussed it, so I'm not going into that. Okay, let's define one more variable called age, and let's set it to be, let's say, 8. And okay, let's get rid of this. Now if is dog alive and at the same time age is, let's say, greater than 5, then only we have to execute a piece of code which says println, and here we say dog is, okay, anyways, dog is alive and age is greater than 5. It will only execute this, and in the else part, let's say println, okay, just don't print anything, it just says nothing here, and let's change it to true so that this piece of line will be executed. So if dog is alive and at the same time age is greater than 5, so here the age is 8, so hopefully this will say dog is alive and age is greater than 5. Here it says dog is alive and age is greater than 5. So this is how we can use or and operator, and we can also use or operator here. So what it will do is it will check for either of the condition, either dog is alive or age is greater than 5. If any of the case is true, it will execute this piece of code. So let's change it to 3. So here dog is alive is true, so this condition is true, but this condition is false. So let's see what we have. Here it still says dog is alive and age is greater than 5 because we have used or operator here. Now if we change it to false, and that means we have both of the condition to be false. So in that case it will execute this else part. So here it says nothing, which is fine. Okay, now here is a quick challenge for you. So since we know how to write comments, I am going to explain the challenge using this comments. So what we have to do is you have to create a variable called name, and you have to check that this name is equal to abhay or not. So you have to create a variable called name, and you have to check that this variable, this name is equal to abhay or not. And if this is not equal to if this is equal to abhay, you have to simply print, you have to print that name is abhay, and in the else part you have to print simply that name is not abhay. That's it. This is the challenge. Pause the video now and try it by yourself. Okay, so I hope you got this on your own. So let's okay, get rid of all these. Let's call it var name, and let's define this to be string, and this thing is equal to, let's say, Ravi. This is not abhay, so get rid of, okay, not, don't get rid of anything here. If name is now we use double equal to sign because we have to check that this thing is equal to this or not. So if name is equal to abhay, then we have to print name is abhay, and in the else part we have to print name is not abhay. Okay, now let's run this, and it will say name is not abhay because here the name is defined as Ravi here. So here it says name is not abhay, and if I change it to abhay, it will now print name is abhay. So as you can see, it says name is abhay. So this is how we can use if statements in Kotlin, and we have also seen how to use booleans. So in the next video we're gonna see how we can use lists and arrays. So that's it for this video, and hope to see you in the next video.